India in the 18th century. From 1707, the period of later Mughals began. Let us start with the reign of Bahadur Shah. He was a learned, dignified, and a tolerant ruler. Towards the Rajputs, he first replaced Jai Singh of Amer with his younger brother Vijay Singh, and then he forced Ajit Singh of Marwar to submit to the Mughal authority. But later he realized his mistake and he reversed his policies, but their demands of high mansabs were not accepted by him. Towards the Marathas, he made a half-hearted conciliation. Although he granted Sir Deshmukhi of Deccan, but he did not recognize Shahu as the king. So he let Tarabai and Shahu fight for supremacy for the Maratha kingdom. Therefore, Deccan was in a state of disorder. Then he made peace with Guru Gobind Singh and he gave him high mansab, but he later led a personal campaign against the Banda Bahadur. He captured Lohgarh, which was a fort built by Guru Gobind Singh northeast of Ambala, but they could not be touched, and in 1712 they later recovered the fort. Towards the Bundels and the Jats, he had a very favourable policy, so he made peace with Chhatrasal, the Bundel chief, and he made peace with the Churaman, the Jat chief. Thereafter, let us see the evaluation. So there was a state of weak state finance, the reckless Jagir system, and although he could have or he might have saved the empire, but due to his early death, the empire went in a state of peril. Further, the nobles' role was changing. Now they were playing the role of kingmakers. So let us see about the Jahandar Shah. Jahandar Shah was made a king by his noble Zulfikar Khan. So Jahandar Shah was a weak, degenerate person and he lacked good manners, dignity and decency. After coming to power, Zulfikar Khan, the vizier, he was able and energetic. He abolished jizya. Let us see his policies towards the Rajputs. So Jai Singh of Amer was given the title of Mirza Raja Savai and the governorship of Malwa. Ajit Singh was given the title of Maharaja and made the governor of Gujarat. Towards the Marathas, the agreement that was signed between Daud Khan Panni and Shahu in 1711 was ratified, and further they were given the Chauth and the Sar Deshmukhi. Further, the suppression of Banda Bahadur continued and peace was maintained with Bundels and Jats. In terms of evaluation, so Zulfikar Khan checked about the reckless growth of Jagirs. He further compelled the Mansabdar to maintain their official quota of troops. However, he promoted the concept of revenue farming or the Ijara farming, and he replaced rate fixation mechanism of Todar mill. Further, in 1713, he was defeated by his nephew Farrukh Siyar. But Farrukh Siyar had a short term. He was only known for the Royal Farman, and later Farrukh Siyar, who was brought by the Sayyid brothers, they only later killed him. So the Sayyid brothers, Abdullah Khan was the vizier and the Husayn Ali Khan Baraho was the Mir Bakshi. They made 4 kings, Farrukh Siyar, Rafi'ud-Darjat and Rafi'ud-Dawla, and later they met Muhammad Shah. The friendship with Rajputs continued. In Marathas, Shahu was given the Swarajya along with Chauth and Sar Deshmukhi of the 6 provinces of the Deccan. Further, what happened next? They abolished jizya, pilgrim tax was abolished, constant political rivalry was there amongst the nobles. Further, zamindars stopped paying them their dues. In such a situation, they could not even pay to their soldiers. Both the Sayyid brothers were looked upon as traitors, and Nizam al-Mulk and Muhammad Amin Khan, they started conspiracy against the Sayyid brothers. Furthermore, in 1720, Hussain Ali Khan, the younger of the 2 brothers, was assassinated and Abdullah Khan was defeated at a fight near Agra. Then let us have an evaluation of the role of Muhammad Shah. There were no quick changes in his imperial authority. He had a term of around 30 years. There was political stability, but there was a rise of successor states, Hyderabad, Awadh and Bengal. 1738, Nadir Shah attacked in the Battle of Karnal and the Mughal Empire was badly defeated. So the Mughal Emperor was taken as a prisoner and Nadir Shah took away Kohinoor diamond and the jewel-studded peacock throne. Further, what were the effects of the Nadir Shah's invasion? It caused an irreparable loss of prestige and exposed the hidden weakness of the empire to the Marathas. It was a loss of Kabul, which made the northwestern frontier province open to every invader. Then later, 1759, Shah Alam became the emperor and he was wandering from place to place because he was afraid from his own vizier. 1761, there was the Battle of Panipat between the Marathas and the Ahmed Shah Abdali, and 1764, Buxar happened. 1803, Delhi was captured by the British. Let's see part 2 about the successor states.